Maybe I'd been doing too much all along. I sat at my kitchen table, the morning sun streaming through the window, and stared at the text message on my phone. 3 words. Just 3 words that had been sitting there since last night. Dad would have understood. I set the phone down, picked up my coffee, set it down again. My hands were steady. That surprised me. After everything I'd done for her, after 4 years of tuition payments, after the late-night calls when she was stressed about exams, after flying out to help her move into 3 different apartments, after all of it, my hands were steady. The kitchen was quiet. Too quiet, maybe. I'd bought this house in Sacramento 20 years ago with my husband Daniel. He'd loved the big oak tree in the backyard, the way the morning light hit the kitchen just right. He'd been gone for 6 years now. Heart attack at 58. Didn't see it coming. One day he was coaching our daughter Melissa's soccer team. The next day, he was gone. I promised him I'd take care of her. Promised him the night before he died, though neither of us knew those would be our last words. Make sure Melissa gets her degree, he'd said. Don't let her end up like us, working 2 jobs just to stay afloat. So I didn't. I worked my 2 jobs, medical billing during the day, weekend shifts at Target, and I made sure my daughter got everything Daniel wanted for her. State University first, then when she got into UC Berkeley for her master's program, I found a way to make that work too. Took out a Parent Plus loan, $53,000. The payments were $642 a month. I paid them, every month, on time. Never missed one. Melissa graduated last May. Got a job at a tech startup in San Francisco. Good salary. $78,000 a year, she told me. Benefits, stock options. She was doing well, better than well. She was thriving, and I was still paying her student loans. Just until I get settled, Mom, she'd said last summer. San Francisco is expensive. I need to save up for a deposit on a better place. Just a few more months. A few months turned into 9. 9 months of me still working both jobs, while my 26-year-old daughter with a master's degree and a $78,000 salary complained about her studio apartment in the Tenderloin. I didn't mind. Not really. She was my daughter, Daniel's daughter, I'd promised. But then came last Tuesday. We'd met for lunch at a cafe near her office. She looked good, professional. Her hair was styled. Her outfit was something I'd seen on a mannequin at Nordstrom last time I was there. Expensive. She ordered the salmon. $24. I got the soup. So I've been thinking, she said, cutting into her fish. Jessica's mom just bought her a car. A used Lexus. But still, really nice. I sipped my water. Jessica was Melissa's friend from grad school. Her parents owned a winery in Napa. Different tax bracket. That's nice for Jessica, I said. Yeah. Melissa pushed some arugula around her plate. It got me thinking. Dad would have bought me a car by now. If he were still alive. You know he would have. Something cold settled in my chest. Honey, your dad and I never even owned a new car, but he would have wanted to. He would have found a way. She looked at me, and I saw something in her eyes I didn't like. Something that looked like disappointment. In me, Jessica's mom is single too. She makes it work. She just got back from France. They went to Paris together. Jessica's mom owns a winery. I know, but Melissa set down her fork. I just feel like you're not really trying, Mom. Like, Dad would have been so proud of me, finishing my master's, getting this job. He would have celebrated. He would have done something special. You just keep saying everything's expensive and you can't afford things. I looked at my soup. Tomato basil, $6. I bought you a laptop when yours broke last year, I said quietly. I paid for your car insurance until January. I'm still paying your student loans. The loans are different. Those are for my education. I'm talking about now, about celebrating who I've become. Dad would have seen that I deserve nice things. She kept talking. Something about how her friend's mom took her shopping, how they had spa days, how it wasn't about the money but about showing love through actions. I nodded. I picked up my spoon. I finished my soup. When the check came, I paid it. $38. I didn't ask her to split it. On the drive home, I kept hearing her words. Dad would have understood. Dad would have found a way. you're not really trying. I'd worked 70-hour weeks for 4 years to pay her tuition. I'd skipped vacations, skipped replacing my 12-year-old car, skipped the dental work I needed because the loan payments came first. I'd done all of that, and it still wasn't enough. Because I wasn't taking her to Paris, because I wasn't buying her a Lexus, because I wasn't doing what her friend's mother with her winery and her money and her completely different life was doing. That night, the text came. Thinking about what I said at lunch, Dad would have understood. I know you're doing your best, but sometimes best isn't enough. Love you. I stared at that message for an hour. Then I opened my laptop. My fingers didn't hesitate. I knew exactly what I was going to do. There was no anger in me, no dramatic music swelling in the background. Just calm, tired, bone-deep calm. The kind of calm that comes when you finally understand something you should have understood a long time ago. First, the student loan payment. I logged into the account. $642, due on the 15th of every month. I looked at the payment history. 72 months. Never late. Never missed. I clicked through to the account settings and removed my bank account from automatic payments. Then I added Melissa's email to the account. She could see the balance now. She could see the payment schedule. She could handle it. Next, the car insurance. Melissa's name was still on my policy. Had been since she was 16. I called the company the next morning. I need to remove someone from my policy, I told them. The customer service representative asked if Melissa had her own insurance. She will by the end of the month, I said. They processed the change. Effective in 30 days. Then the phone plan, family plan, 2 lines, hers and mine. I'd been paying for both since she was in high school. I switched her line to a separate account. They asked if I wanted to transfer the number. Yes, I said, and send the bill to this email. I gave them Melissa's work email. I sat back, looked at my laptop screen. 3 things. 3 simple changes. I wasn't yelling, wasn't sending angry texts. I was just quietly removing myself from the role of supporting an adult woman who thought I wasn't trying hard enough. The student loan was the big one. $53,000 remaining. Minimum payment of $642 a month, but I'd been paying $700 to get ahead of the interest. Melissa would have to pay it herself now. Or she could defer it, but that would add thousands in interest over time. Her choice. The phone call came 3 days later. I was at work, processing insurance claims at my desk, when my phone rang. Melissa. I let it go to voicemail. She called again, and again. By lunch, I had 7 missed calls. I checked my phone and saw the texts starting to pile up. Mom, why is there a student loan bill in my email? Mom, call me. Something's wrong with the loan account. Mom, are you serious right now? Did you actually just dump my loans on me? Call me back. This isn't funny. I put my phone in my drawer and finished my workday. That evening, I poured myself a glass of wine. The good wine, the one I'd been saving. I sat in Daniel's chair, the one by the window, and I looked out at the oak tree. The leaves were turning. Fall in Sacramento was beautiful. My phone rang again. Melissa, I answered this time. What the hell, Mom? Hello, Melissa. Don't hello me. What is going on? I got a notice that my student loan payment is due, and the automatic payment was canceled. And the insurance company called me today saying I need to get my own policy. And my phone, Mom, what are you doing? I took a sip of wine. I'm doing what you suggested. I'm stopping. Stopping what? Trying. You said my best wasn't enough. You're right. It's not. So I'm going to stop trying and let you handle these things yourself. Silence. Then, are you kidding me right now? You're going to punish me because I said Dad would have done things differently? I'm not punishing you. I'm agreeing with you. Clearly, what I've been doing isn't sufficient. So you should take over. You have a good job. $78,000 a year. You're an adult. You can handle a $600 loan payment and your own phone bill. $600, Mom? That's a lot of money. I know. I've been paying it for 6 years. That's different. You're supposed to help me. I'm your daughter. I closed my eyes, breathed. I am helping you. I'm helping you learn what things actually cost. I'm helping you understand what I've been doing all these years while you compared me to Jessica's mother and her winery and her trips to Paris. This is insane. You're being petty. Maybe. Or maybe I'm being smart. Maybe I'm finally understanding that no matter what I do, it won't be enough for you. So I might as well stop doing it. Dad would never. Dad is dead, Melissa. My voice was sharper than I meant it to be. He's been dead for 6 years. And for 6 years, I've been trying to be both parents. I've worked myself to exhaustion, trying to give you everything he would have wanted you to have. But it's never enough. I don't take you to France. I don't buy you a Lexus. I just pay your bills and work my 2 jobs, and apparently, that's not trying hard enough. She was crying now. I could hear it. Part of me wanted to take it all back. Part of me wanted to apologize and fix it and keep paying for everything like I'd always done, but I didn't. I sat in Daniel's chair and I drank my wine and I waited. I can't afford this, she said finally. The loan payment, plus insurance, plus the phone. Mom, that's like $900 a month. Yes, I can't do that and save for a better apartment. Then you'll have to choose. Or pick up a side job. Or defer the loans and pay more interest. Those are your choices now. So that's it? You're just cutting me off? I'm not cutting you off. I'm still your mother. I love you. But I'm not going to keep funding your life while you tell me I'm not doing enough. You want what Jessica has? Then work for it like her mother worked for it. Build something. Earn something. But don't ask me to keep sacrificing my life for yours and then complain that the sacrifices aren't good enough. She hung up on me. I sat there for a long time. The sun set. The oak tree's shadow stretched across the yard. I thought about Daniel, about what he would have wanted. I think he would have wanted Melissa to have her degree, but I also think he would have wanted her to appreciate it, to understand what it cost, to value what she'd been given. I don't think he would have wanted me to work myself into the ground while she compared me to wealthy women with wineries. The next morning, I did something I hadn't done in 6 years. I called Target and gave my notice. 2 weeks. I was done with the weekend shifts. Done with the overtime. Done with living like I was still supporting a college student when I wasn't. My medical billing job paid enough to cover my mortgage and bills and groceries. It wasn't much left over, but it was mine. And I wasn't going to work 70 hours a week anymore for someone who thought I wasn't trying hard enough. 3 days passed. No calls from Melissa, no texts except one. I hope you're happy. I wasn't happy, but I was relieved. That was something. On Saturday morning, I did something else I hadn't done in years. I went to a travel agency. An actual, physical travel agency, the kind I thought had gone extinct. But there was one in downtown Sacramento, run by a woman named Patricia, who'd been there since the 80s. I want to go somewhere, I told her. Where? I don't know. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere beautiful. Somewhere I can just be. Patricia smiled. She was probably my age, maybe a little older. Silver hair, bright eyes. Budget? I thought about it. $642 a month. That was the loan payment. I wasn't making it anymore. 3 months of that was nearly $2,000. $2,000, I said, maybe a little more. How long can you travel? I thought about my vacation days. I'd been hoarding them for years, just in case Melissa needed something. 2 weeks, I said, maybe 3. Patricia pulled out a brochure. Portugal, Lisbon, Porto, the Algarve coast. It's beautiful this time of year, she said. And affordable. 2 weeks. Flights and hotels and some tours. You could do it for $2,500. I looked at the pictures. Tile-covered buildings, ocean views, cobblestone streets, places I'd never imagined I'd see. Book it, I said. She looked surprised. Don't you want to think about it? Talk to your family? No, I said. Just book it. Melissa called that night. I almost didn't answer, but I did. Mom. Her voice was different, smaller. I've been thinking. Okay, I was wrong. What I said at lunch. That was wrong. I know you've done a lot for me. I know Dad would have been proud of you too, of what you've sacrificed. I waited, but I still can't afford all these bills. The loan payment is insane. and I need help with the insurance. Can we work something out? Like, maybe you could help with half? No, no, no. This is your loan, your degree, your responsibility. But you took it out. It's a Parent Plus loan. Legally, it's yours. Legally, yes. But morally, it's yours. I took it out so you could get your education. You got it. Now you pay for it. That's not fair. Life isn't fair, Melissa. Your dad dying at 58 wasn't fair. Me working 2 jobs for 6 years while you got your degree wasn't fair. But we deal with what we're given. Silence. Then, fine. I'll figure it out. I guess I'll have to. Yes, you will. Are you going to punish me forever? Is this how it's going to be now? I'm not punishing you. I'm in Portugal in 2 weeks. I'm taking a vacation. First one in 6 years. I'm living my life. You should live yours. You're going to Portugal? Yes. How can you afford that? I smiled, even though she couldn't see it. I stopped paying your loans. Turns out I have quite a bit of extra money now. She hung up again. I didn't call back. The 2 weeks before my trip were strange. Quiet. I worked my regular hours at the medical billing office. I came home. I cooked dinner for one. I watched the shows I wanted to watch. I didn't check my phone every 5 minutes to see if Melissa needed something. She texted once. I had to defer the loans. The interest is going to kill me. I responded. That was your choice. She didn't respond. Another text. A few days later, Jessica's mom said you're being cruel. She said family helps family. I wrote back, Jessica's mom can help you then. She has a winery. I have a mortgage. Nothing after that. I flew out of Sacramento on a Wednesday morning. Patricia had arranged everything. A week in Lisbon, then a few days in Porto, then down to the Algarve coast for the beach. I'd never been to Europe. Never thought I would. Lisbon was beautiful. Tile and sunlight and narrow streets that wound up hills so steep I had to stop and catch my breath. I ate pastéis de nata at a cafe overlooking the Tagus River. I rode the famous yellow tram. I visited museums and churches and got lost in the Alfama district and didn't care. I met other travelers. A couple from Australia. A woman from Canada traveling alone like me. We had dinner together one night, shared a bottle of wine, talked about our lives. I told them about Melissa, about the loans, about Portugal. The Canadian woman, her name was Sarah, nodded slowly. My daughter's 31, she said. Still asks me for money. Still thinks I'm an ATM. I finally told her no last year. Hardest thing I've ever done. Did she forgive you? Eventually, kind of. She still thinks I'm mean, but she's also working 2 jobs now and paying her own rent. She's learning. Do you think I did the right thing? I asked. Sarah looked at me. Really looked at me. I think you did the brave thing. That's not always the same as the right thing, but it's something. In Porto, I walked across the Dom Luis Bridge and looked down at the Douro River. The city was gold and rust and ancient, and I felt something I hadn't felt in years. I felt light, unburdened, like I'd set down something heavy I'd been carrying and hadn't even realized how much it weighed. I called my sister from a cafe overlooking the river. Carol lived in Portland. We talked once a month, maybe. She'd been telling me for years I was doing too much for Melissa. You're where? She said when I told her. Portugal. You're kidding. Nope. Porto. It's beautiful. And Melissa? Paying her own loans, her own insurance, her own phone bill. Carol laughed. Actually laughed. Good. It's about damn time. How does it feel? Scary, I said honestly, but also good. Really good. You've been living for her for too long. Daniel would have wanted you to have a life too. I thought about that. I thought about Daniel and what he would have wanted. I think my sister was right. The Algarve coast was my favorite part. Small towns, beaches with cliffs. Water so blue it didn't look real. I stayed in a tiny hotel in Lagos. I walked on the beach every morning. I read books. I ate fresh fish. I didn't check my email except once a day, and even then, I didn't respond to much. Melissa emailed me. Subject line, we need to talk. I didn't open it for 2 days. When I did, It was long, paragraphs. She talked about how hard things were, how she'd had to move to a cheaper apartment in Oakland, how she'd picked up freelance work on the weekends to make the loan payments, how her friends didn't understand why her mom cut her off. Then, at the end, "But I'm figuring it out. I'm actually figuring it out, and I'm starting to understand what you meant about the cost of things, about what you were doing all those years. I'm not ready to say thank you yet, but I'm starting to get it." I wrote back, "Take your time. I'm not going anywhere." I meant it. I wasn't punishing her. I wasn't trying to teach her a lesson in some cruel way. I was just finally living my own life, and if that meant she had to grow up a little faster, then maybe that was okay. I flew home on a Sunday. My house was exactly as I'd left it. The oak tree in the backyard, the kitchen where the morning light came in just right. I unpacked my suitcase, washed my clothes, made myself dinner. My phone rang. "Melissa." "Hi, Mom." "Hi, sweetheart. How was Portugal?" "Beautiful. You'd love it. Maybe I'll go someday, when I can afford it." "Maybe you will." Silence. Then, "I'm sorry for what I said about Dad, about you not trying hard enough. That was really shitty of me." "Yes, it was. I know things are different now. I know you're not paying my stuff anymore. But are we okay? You and me?" I thought about it, really thought about it. "We're getting there," I said. "It's going to take time. But yes, we're going to be okay. Can I come visit? Maybe next month?" "Of course. You're always welcome here. Will you tell me about Portugal?" "Yes, I have pictures." We talked for an hour. She told me about her new apartment. Smaller, but cheaper. She sounded different. More grounded, maybe. More real. When we hung up, I sat in Daniel's chair again and looked out at the oak tree. The leaves were almost all gone now. Winter was coming. I thought about the last 6 years. All the work, all the sacrifice, all the trying. I'd been so focused on giving Melissa everything Daniel would have wanted her to have that I'd forgotten to give myself anything. But I was learning, slowly, painfully, but I was learning. I wasn't the mom who took her daughter to Paris or bought her a Lexus. I was the mom who'd worked 2 jobs to pay for her education. I was the mom who'd kept her promise to her dying husband. And now I was the mom who was learning to live her own life again. That was enough. It had to be enough. Because it was all I had. And maybe, just maybe, it was more than enough. Maybe it was exactly what both of us needed. I picked up my phone, scrolled through the photos from Portugal, the tile buildings, the ocean, the narrow streets. I sent one to Melissa, the view from the bridge in Porto. She responded immediately, "Beautiful. Maybe we could go together someday?" I smiled, typed back, "Maybe. When you can afford it." She sent a laughing emoji. Then, "Fair enough." I set the phone down, looked out the window. The sun was setting behind the oak tree, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. I wasn't perfect. I'd made mistakes. I'd probably make more. But I was done apologizing for setting boundaries. Done feeling guilty for living my own life. Melissa would figure things out. She was smart, capable, stronger than she knew. And maybe, just maybe, this would be the thing that helped her really understand everything she had, everything she'd been given, everything that had been sacrificed. Or maybe it wouldn't. Maybe she'd resent me forever. Maybe our relationship would never quite recover, but I was finally okay with that. Because for the first time in 6 years, I was living for me. Not for a promise to a dead husband. Not for a daughter who thought I wasn't doing enough. For me, and that, I was learning, was the most important thing of all. The kitchen was quiet, the house was peaceful, and I was, for the first time, in a very long time, content. That was enough.